We are going to start our session today. I think it is now 9:10 in Atlanta. So today's topic is the free will and the destiny. So first, let us understand that how this free will works. This issue, free will and destiny, you have heard many places. Many masters have shared their view. It is written, the particular destiny and all is written in the many scriptures. So what I'm going to share today is my direct first-hand experience experience on this issue. I'm not claiming that, just giving a disclaimer, I'm not claiming it is the only explanation. I'm not claiming it is the best explanation. There are many types of explanation, but what I will share is my own direct first-hand experience with this. So first is about the free will. So what is free will? Free will is, like as the words say, it is I'm free to do or say or think whatever I like. I'm under no compulsion to do, say certain things. That is called free will. Freedom. Freedom means we are not restricted by anything. This free will for us, for all human beings, we have this as a gift by the soul consciousness. When we take birth, we sign an agreement. Sign means just, I'm talking just understanding point of view. There is no document is signed, but just we have a contract with our soul consciousness that during running of the life, soul will not interfere into our decision-making process. Soul will just give us the life and energy we need to support that. Like it is like a car. You are driving a car. The fuel, the car itself, the vehicle and the fuel will be provided by the soul consciousness. But you are the driver. The car itself or the fuel will not decide which way the car will go, or at all go or not, or how fast it will go, whether it take turns or not. These are the decisions taken by the incarnated body, like the driver of the car. So operate in this world, we need a driver to run our life, and that driver is our mind, body, intellect package. In other words, our ego. There is a purpose for the ego. Ego is not all that bad. Ego has a purpose. Only thing we have to make sure it restricts itself to the purpose, not going beyond when it is becoming interfering to other areas. There we have to be careful. But ego by itself, we need that to operate in three-dimensional world, to get educated, to impart knowledge, intellectual knowledge, I mean. Then to plan something, to execute a project, to have some kind of having your life, managing your life, paying bills, or having savings and all these kind of things. You need ego. Ego is trained and it performs its duty accordingly. So ego is needed. So under the contract between our soul consciousness and the ego, ego has a free will in these three areas. One is thinking, thoughts. At this moment, we are free to think anything. If I wanted to think that, okay, I'm riding a dinosaur, I'm free to think. Nobody comes in between. Okay. I can think anything which is completely under my free will. Okay. Next is I can say anything. Words. Thoughts, words, and action. I can say or write, means whatever. I can use any language to communicate. It is coming under my free will. Nobody comes in between. If I like to say something right now, I can say it. If I wanted to say that I'm the most intelligent person in the world, nobody comes in between. Let somebody say later on, that's different issue. But when I say it, nobody comes in between. I can say anything. I can claim anything. Whatever. But the thing is, I have a full right to say whatever I need to say or whatever I like to say. Then some people say that I'm silent, I'm not saying anything. That's correct. But that is your choice. You are not saying something. You are still exercising your choice. No one comes if you say something. It's a different matter. You are thinking, if I say something, I will look stupid. I better not to. It is your decision. But nobody is stopping right now to say anything. Repercussions will come later on. But at least when you say it, nobody comes. No? I'm just sharing the truth, facts of the matter. And same thing, your action. You can take any action right now. Nobody comes in between. You're free to take any action at this moment. Okay. But other people say something, there's some action you cannot do because of the law doesn't allow and all these kind of things. This is still your choice, right? Means you have to abide by the law. That's why you are not doing something. It's your choice again. And nobody comes if you do it at this moment. Repercussions will follow. That's a different issue. So in these three areas, thoughts, words, and actions are given as a contract with our own soul as a free will elements. We can, free means we can decide and choose anything, unlimited at this moment. And the purpose of it, because we have to run our life and we have to utilize these choices and get the experience of life accordingly. That's why it is needed for us to operate. If soul decides everything, we become a robot. No experience will happen. Okay, so we are not robots. We are not programmed from start to end. We have been given free will. Yeah, we have got a real intelligence, not artificial intelligence, okay, to operate. And this is intelligence, body, mind, and intellect. These are the instruments of our ego, and they operate through these three things. Now, just I'm making one corollary comment here because of the free will. Now, let me go back again to the driver example. Okay, the car, the vehicle has been given. We got a body like a car. We got the energy, the life force. If the force is present, the energy is present, body is life. The moment the force leaves the body is dead. Even though you have a body, it will not run. So soul consciousness given the body and it given the energy to run it, like a fuel in the tank. Full gasoline or petrol, tank full. And you are now the driver running this. So as you can go to any speed, you can go to any direction, you can go to any, you can take any turns anywhere you want at any given point of time. These are all coming under your free will. Similarly, we can run our life with these three tools. We can say anything, we can think anything, we can do anything as per our will, as we like. And this is called free will. As the soul is not involved here, so soul's plan is not directly applied in this case. Soul will only create the situation. Suppose you need to meet with somebody. I will come to the destiny part little later. And soul's plan, I will explain the what soul does. But first, soul only create the situation, but how you act or react to it, it's up to you. Somebody appeared in your life. You treat that person very well. You can fight with that person. You can develop enmity with the person. We can have a friendship with the person. This is coming under free will. But appearing that person in your life is soul's plan, but not the rest of the things. Because of this, because of the free will, and it is not what we say, what we do, what we think, not coming under soul's, soul's area, or means it doesn't imposed by the soul, that this is the place where we are prone to develop deviation from what soul originally designed. And those deviations are called karma. In the analogy of the soul's plan means, suppose it has given you a journey plan. Take this car, I'm giving you like your body, I'm giving you life. So you have to experience XYZ things in your life. Okay, soul, that is soul's plan and given it to you, a roadmap. Why roadmap has been given? Because each and every life you need to accomplish something, you need to experience something. Particularly, soul decides one life based on previous life's karma. You can have a something completely new experience you like to have. Suppose in this life, a soul wants to experience how it feels like to climb Mount Everest. Okay, then you will be given necessary situations. You will join a mountaineering club, you got mountaineering training and this and that. All will be through because it's part of your soul's plan. You'll be able to climb Mount Everest some point in your life. But something happens is you also have got a free will. Okay, so you have developed something that by your choice, you say, I will not, mountain doesn't appeal to me. Sea appeals to me more. I will not spend any time in going to the mountains. You have a choice. In that case, what will happen is that the experience, what is decided by the soul's plan, will be transferred to the next life. You have still free will to go ahead with the plan or not to go ahead with the plan. This is about I'm talking some experience which is not string attached. It is something new experience built into your life. Also, what soul does is you might have cheated somebody in previous lives. Now the pendulum has shifted. The energy needs to be balanced, neutralized. So it will create a scenario where in this life, you will get cheated by that same person and your karma get neutralized. Okay, or you have done some good thing, you will get a reward in this life. All these situations will be created, but again, you have the free will to accept it or not. Sometimes you come here to settle some karma, you again fight with more and create more enmity, go back with more karma. This is also quite common. Then it needs another life to settle all those things. Till you realize, because you have a free will. Once life is running, soul will not come and interfere and force you to make good relationship with that person to whom you have a karma to settle. It's a free will. Okay. So in this case, what will happen is, suppose you didn't follow the soul's plan, the journey plan, or the route, roadmap you didn't follow. So what happens is, because you have the steering wheel, you get deviated from the main plan on the main route. Suppose you are driving from some Delhi to Bombay, say. In between, you thought, okay, let me visit some Gujarat, let me see Gir forest. You deviated. You are supposed to go to Mumbai. But as you have the steering wheel, you have free choice. That was not in the original plan, but you deviated. When you deviated and you went to the forest, you didn't know that, some place, it maybe some lions are there. You hit one lion and lion died. Okay. Now it is a serious case. The forest protection department catch you and arrest you because he hit one lion. This is nowhere in the plan. You took a decision, and not only that, because of, you have to now settle the legal issues there. Somebody has to pay for the bail and things like that. Court will be called, and you have to settle all those things. So all your journey become delayed because you created something, and it has need to settle by itself. Okay, so this is how our life operates. We come with certain plan, then because of free will we do something, we got detour. If it is a minor detour, doesn't matter. We just reach Mumbai little late. But if you fall, just like one example I have given, if you do some kind of crime or something, illegal activities, then law will take its own course. So you cannot reach there. Okay, or we have to cancel the journey. Again, the same journey will be planned later date when everything is over. Okay, things. So that's how it works. Okay. Now, in this, how this thing starts. I have taken that you have a free will, so you have taken certain decision. Let us take example of this deviation business, deviation of the route. How it starts? Because you are controlled by your ego, and based on your ego has put, first what it does is inject some thought in you, in your mind. What about going to Gir forest? I heard about lion. It's too close. So this thought, you have a free will. You can think anything. In the life situations also, it all started with the thought. Okay, let me park it for the time being. Let me go to the one free will aspect is understood, that about that how our ego takes us in the normal, life. It is played in our life. There is another level of free will at the soul level. Because soul consciousness is created by the source, which is universal consciousness. I explained earlier. It created parts of itself and given it's a journey, identity and journey, and at the end of the journey, soul's journey, now, it comes back to the source itself. So as it has got an infinite knowledge, infinite power, everything is infinite, it wants to experience itself in infinite ways, and that is the purpose of creating the souls. It has given multiple lifetimes and the different types of experiences. End of it, it comes back. Now, when the soul's journey started, soul has a full right, free will to design its incarnations. The source, it doesn't interfere into that. And that is why our soul can decide what is our next life going to be. Where we'll take birth, who will be our parents, what will be our intelligence level, whether we're male or female, how we look like, what is the economic level we'll have, what is the type of profession we'll be in, and in the family, what will be the different relationships we have, to whom we'll get married and children, and so on and so forth. which part of the world will take birth, whether in that life we'll travel somewhere else and settle somewhere else also. All these are pre-planned. To whom we meet, okay, all the relationships, all of these are pre-planned. Okay, details are not planned, but the overall things are planned. The soul plan it based on, as I said earlier, based on the past karmic thing need to be settled. Soul wants as quickly as possible you settle the karmic debt and come out of it. Get the freedom so that you can go back. Finally, you finish your journey and go back to your home, which is universal consciousness, the source. So in that sense, end of each life, soul reviews it and creates the next life, plan it accordingly. Something may be having original agenda, like I said, the climbing Mount Everest. It is not a karmic. You want to climb Mount Everest. It's a unique, you know. So that will, till that happens, the life will come back again and again till that original plan happens. At the parallel, you have generated some karma. So that also need to be, life to be designed that way so that you can do that. All these informations are already stored at your fifth body. You remember the 7-body system? All karmic informations are there. Only last, lowermost 2 bodies, physical body and energy body, that takes birth and rebirth and things like that. The rest of the body is the same. End of the journey, when the merger happens, then all body dissolves. That is a final dissolution. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the soul's plan. So before you incarnate, soul has a plan. That plan is we call as a destiny. Because it is soul's plan. Before you take this birth has been developed. So in that sense, where you will take birth, what will be your intelligence level, you know, what are the type of relationships you will have, how, where do you, you know, normally, what will be your background, like a cultural background, etc. Those are predefined by your own soul. And that soul's plan, the destiny, means ultimately that will play out in broadly. And this we initially call destiny. Now this destiny means you have to have certain experiences. Suppose you need to have 100 experiences in this life, that is your destiny, you can. Now, because of our free will, we may, because we don't know what is the actual purpose of taking birth, because not everybody is spiritually aware. That we choose much later part of that. First, it will play out as per the soul's plan. We think we are victim of the situation or this and that. It is nothing. It's all your soul's plan. You know, it's your destiny that is taking you. So that means that what is the difference then between soul's plan and being a robot? The difference is when you take birth, then you have a choice. You have a free will. And in the free will, what happens is that, let me now, earlier I was started discussing, I stopped there because you need to know what is the destiny originally. Let us call it original destiny, what we came here. Something we cannot change, like my parents and where we took birth, etc., etc. But during running of the life, we have a free will, so we have a choice. So now let us analyze how we operate. So ego is there, so it injects some thought. Those thoughts trigger some emotion. That emotion, we react, we take action accordingly. First is a thought, then it triggers some emotion, and from that emotion, then we react. Say, somebody come and say some bad words to me. So I will think that person is bad. I need to do something. I had to teach him a lesson. That is the thought. Take care of it. He is insulting you. Then what is my emotion? Emotion, I will get angry. And then I react violently. If needed, do हाथ थप्पड़ पर भी पड़ेगा. All those kind of things. So I react. And what are the words coming out from my mouth also will depend on these things. The thought which generated all this. Whatever happened there doesn't matter. What will happen if something repeats one or few times? I will treat that person as my enemy or somebody who is aggressor or my opponent. So from the reaction, I will develop an attitude towards that person. When few times this will happen, my attitude will be enigmatic toward that person. From my attitude, my habit pattern will develop. Maybe after 1 year, I meet with that person. That day, he didn't say anything wrong or didn't misbehave. But whatever I'm going to think, say, and do will be completely influenced by my past memory. Every time I see, my reaction will be like that. This is called pattern. Okay. Habit pattern. So I will have my own, like a file system. We have a different file for different people. That's what we do, right? If you see some person, I have that file open. Okay. Suppose I have some friends and relatives and family members and all those things, and my colleagues. Every one of them, we have a file. When we come in contact with that person, that file opens. And whatever I say, do, it is influenced by the file. Right? We normally do it that way, right? If I am meeting somebody for the very first time, I never met in my life, then my action, thoughts, words, and action will be pure. Means it is not contaminated or biased. But if I knew somebody, then my pattern will be downloaded and I will behave like through that pattern. So if the way I interact with all this, it is not only a person, it can be a situation also. Suppose one part of the city, when I go, maybe I was mugged sometime. Every time I go there, I'll be fearful. Okay, I maybe, things will maybe stolen. So then the place itself is deciding how I behave. Okay, so it is not only person, in the place also. So all these factors I'm opening different file, I'm operating through these patterns, and that will form my personality. Because same given circumstances, same given those people, somebody else will behave differently. So this series is unique to me, and I will be level with that personality. And I will operate in this world through that personality. And the way I operate, I will get the outcome accordingly. Like to extreme cases, if I make everybody enemy, I have a certain type of experiences of life. If I make everybody friends, I will have some other type of experiences of my life. That is called destiny. This destiny is created by me, means the lower self. So no matter what was in the original plan, based on the way I treat things, my belief system, my patterns, my opening files will determine my experiences. And that become my destiny. That's how I will live my life. So this destiny means the way I am experiencing my life. This part, one is soul's plan. We cannot do anything about it. Okay, just leave that part apart. But this rest of the things, it started where? It started with a thought, isn't it? Thought triggered the emotion triggered reaction. The reaction has developed some attitude. The several times that forms a habit pattern. Those patterns, when I have running it throughout my life, I mean some longer period, then that will be part of my personality, the way I treat with situations and people, and then accordingly I will be having experience of life. So that's my destiny. So that is why it is said that destiny, your destiny, means how you live your life, will be governed by the thought when it started. So if that is the case, so thought decides how we experience our life. So indirectly, if I go retrospectively, if I change my thoughts, I can change my life, experiences of life, isn't it? Every person, every situation on this world is imperfect by design. Nothing in this world having 100%. That quality in the universal consciousness having 100%, everything, infinite. On this plane, we don't have it by design. So in that sense, every aspects of our life is half empty and half full. It only matters which part you are giving attention to. Wherever you give attention, that will grow in your life. And the part which you don't give attention, it will slowly fade away from your life. So now, if you see which aspects of your life you are focusing most of your time, complaining about other people, why this is happening to me. I got cheated by so many people. I don't have enough money. I don't have, my relationships are not that good. So and so having much better. They're enjoying life. I am not. What wrong I have done to deserve this? Okay. If this is your thought pattern, universe doesn't understand your ultimate goal. You want it to be happy. You have to enjoy life. But if your thoughts are that, the words will be picked up. Every word is an energy. That will be picked up by the universe and it will attract more because you are giving attention. Okay, I'm too much in the job pressure. I'm having lot of tension in the work. Maybe basically I'm looking for some kind of attention. Okay. So I'm deprived of something in life. So in the universe, the words are going stressed, difficult, unhappy, unsatisfied, and things like that. So every word has an energy. So it will attract. Law of attraction will get that. So more and more stress, difficulty, hardship, people are not good. All these thing will get more emphasized and it will attract more. And normally, in the morning, I was giving example of, say, my mother lives in Kolkata, I live here. So when weekly Minimum once in a week, we give a call, uh, phone call with my mother. Mother having a lot of concerns, but you only thing is in private, you see what are the things we are discussing. Okay. That determines what kind of thought you are harboring. If I say, my everything is fine, all good. Said I heard that your child is having some issue with the coughing or fever, and I said, yeah, it was there. Doctor seen it. It's all fine. It's okay. It's taking medicine. It's all fine. And we go here and there. We're saying everything is good. Everything is fine. All good. Job is good. Everything is good. All fine. Okay. That is one way. Another saying is, you cannot imagine what happened. Beginning and my daughter falls sick. Then I have to see, look, what can happen? He cannot go to school. Then I ask, go to the doctor. He said, doctor is not there. So I have to go to another doctor. And doctor said, be careful. It can go to pneumonia. It can go to this. It can go to that. So what I'm doing is, I'm glorifying some disease. More and more those will be attracted. Okay. I'm thinking, I'm giving a feedback to my mom, but I'm not doing it. I'm just, making, downloading the garbage bin. So this is one of the parameters. See what you think and what you discuss in private. What are the content? What are the words you use? How you define yourself? If I say you define last 1 week what happened, the things you define, the words you use will make your experiences of life accordingly. If I go to more little technical, I will say each and every word is an energy I mentioned, and it has a vibration. And if I use certain word like a difficult, it's tough, I'm fed up, I'm frustrated, these words will lower your vibration. And by lower your vibration, your experience of life will be like that. I'm okay, better. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm wonderful. These words having a higher level of vibrations. And if you do that, then you will attract better things into life, because universe doesn't understand what you intend. Ultimately, what your purpose is. You wanted to lead a joyful life, but what you are saying, what you are thinking, your thoughts, words, and action, if it is not not tuned into that, the higher level of words, higher level of thinking, I mean positive thinking or this kind of things, it will not manifest it in your life. Some people say that, you see, I'm not happy. How can I say I'm happy? Okay. So the thing is that, no, you have to accept that you cannot get 100%, as I said, by design. So first you convince, I will not get 100%. Only thing what I have to do is, everything is half empty and half full. Only thing I have to appreciate the full part, not focusing, giving attention to the empty part. That is the only thing you have to do. If I start practicing this, then this habit will be formed, appreciating things. And we go to a level called highest level, which is living in an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude towards everything. Somebody called me and said, thank you, gratitude. I got a, lunch today. Thank you. I got a parking slot. Okay. If nothing, I'm breathing, I'm living. I wake up today morning. Last night, maybe several thousands of people didn't see the next morning. I did. Is it not something to be grateful for? Okay. There is no guarantee of anything in life. And that is why that several masters, they said to keep the gratitude diary, because to develop your habit, then every time you look into, you always focus on the full part of life, not the other half of the life. When in the night you look at the sky, your attention will go to the moon and the stars, not the darkness around it. And you appreciate that, not criticize the dark. Maybe most of the part is dark. If I wish to, I can appreciate whatever is there in the sky, and whatever is there, I can appreciate that. And that will make my life wonderful. So this is the approach we learn to take to reprogram our mind. And we have a complete breakthrough if we can stop chattering mind altogether. I'm not going there today. I leave it there, that if, because it is a free will, if it is my free will to think whatever I can think, why not to think something which will raise my vibration and then change my experiences of life? I will ignore the things that it is not worth giving attention, and focus on the the beauty of that. Like I say, example of the stars and moon. I'll appreciate that, rather than focusing on the darkness and criticizing why not it should be brighter and it should be more this and that and all. No need. It's okay. Accept the things what is there and appreciate that. Nothing will happen to the sky, but my life will change. I will see everywhere things to appreciate. So just I will stop here. So about that, if you have any question, you can unmute and ask the question.
If no one is asking, Rajdeep, I may ask.
Go ahead.
So these days there have been, I mean, it's a term often used in inclusiveness and diversity as hidden bias, something we are not conscious about, but it plays in our mind. So I'm not playing that mind part. So not all people we meet in our lives, you mentioned about we develop a kind of an attitude towards that person, likeness or otherwise. But in some cases, depending on the way, even which we shouldn't, but the way they look, the way their ethnic background and all, we form a kind of opinion beforehand.
Yeah.
And is there a way of getting away from that? I mean, the bias we develop, the knowledge we develop, is there a way of concealing that?
Yeah. Okay, that comes on the how we live our life part. So I will discuss that. First, let me how we operate and what is the destiny and what are the free will that I discussed. So if there is any question from there, you let me know. I will come to that. What we are going to do. What are the spiritual tools available for this?
Guruji, I have one question for free will. Can we develop good karma or good from the free will also, right? Not just make it bad. Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So now both of your questions, it is coming to the solution part of it. Now let me tell you the solution. Like solution again, as per my understanding and experience. Okay. I'm not claiming it is the only solution. See, as these things comes with a thought, then emotion, then reaction. Okay. this reaction part is automatically triggered. It is uncontrolled thing, and then further things goes down in the way. If I can create a space when the thought comes, if I can create a space whether I know what is going to happen, then I can change the course of that thought, right? Somebody says some bad words to me. So if I catch it there itself, then I have a power to change it, to make it to some extent more favorable outcome, and then release it. Then I say the words, not reacting to my anger. This part is only possible if I develop the witness consciousness. If I develop the witness, if I know what are the thoughts and emotions going through my mind, then I have some option. If I am not aware that this what is developing, and then automatically it will follow the rest of the path, and I will react, and something will happen, but fighting will happen, and it will land it up somewhere else. Starting point is witnessing what is happening within me, no matter what other party has said. It's nothing to do with others. It's about all within me. This last week I explained it in detail, how to do that. That Rajdeep is, Rajdeep is not happy because somebody has, say bad words to Rajdeep. So you create some space where you can witness something, what is going on in Rajdeep's mind. I'm not going to detail today. First is the witness. If you can witness state, then whatever input comes, output will not be automatic. You have now some power to give appropriate reply or choose not to give any reply. It is only possible if you are in the witness mode. Otherwise, it will flow like normal. Normal channel, one after another will trigger and it will happen. This part of it is called response, not reaction. So you need to, every situation, you need to respond, not react. And response can happen if you are in the witness mode. If you're not in the witness mode, there is no, the space where it can be molded, corrected, or, soothing up, or decision making at all. Any, outcome is there and not there. I'm not talking about the repentation or thing that will come later, post facto. I'm not talking about that. I said before it happened, if you can catch that, then you can do something about it. You can avoid some kind of instances and things like that. Why we need to do that? Two reasons. Okay. First reason is that if I do that, if I go in the reaction, I may bind karma, new karma. This is called Kriyaman karma. I'm answering to you, Vivek. Because, so this, if I don't have any control mechanism, it will directly land into the karma. So here the awareness is needed. Kriyaman karma, we already taught earlier that control mechanism is being the awareness. There I gave an example. If I put my finger into an electrical plug point, I will get a shock. Action has a reaction. But I will not get shock if I know that I should not put my finger there. I will get a shock. That awareness itself will protect me. So the witnessing or awareness will stop me in binding those more karma. This is first point. Second point is, when witnessing, I will have the capacity to judge whether it will interfere into my peace of mind. Earlier I have given tips. No, there is two ways. One is towards peace of mind. One is to something to do right, or something is my duty or things. If somebody slapped me one, I should give slap back. It is a normal. Okay. But the thing is, even though that is the right thing to do, you have all the right to do. But will it disturb your peace of mind? If the answer is yes, don't do it. Your peace of mind is more precious. All this will possible if there is a level, the space between something is happening outside and something happening inside me. If I can witness, only then I'll be able to control it. And then outcome will come accordingly. So this is the spiritual tool we have to extend to full awake state of us. If you are, awake for say 16 hours in a day, if we can be in the witness mode, what my mind is thinking, whatever emotions are generating, all the time, awake state, then anything happens will not directly go into the channel of reacting. We can then respond and we will maintain our peace of mind. We'll not get into something and then fighting starts, then repercussion starts, then our peace of mind gone. But this decision we can only make if there is any space between what is happening outside and what is happening within me. And that key is witnessing and be aware of my emotions, what will the possible repercussions and all. We can choose not to react. Because it is a free will area, still in the thought stage. I don't have to react. It still have a free will. So you catch in the free will, in the witness, then you respond. When you go to the respond in all the place, and I'm telling what will happen if we live like that, like you are aware, you are conscious. Every time if something happens and then you respond, keep responding, then that will be your habit pattern, new habit pattern. All the time, you will habitually responding, not reacting. And I don't know in English if there is any good word in there. In Sanskrit, this type of thing, when we change our habit and come to respond all the time, then it is called sanskar. Okay, we develop sanskar, like responding to all the situations of life. I changed that pattern of reacting. We come to responding everything, and that develops. I repatterned my life, and that become my sanskar. And this sanskar will lead me to the peaceful and blissful life, the life of joy. So this is the solution part of it. We are learning. I'm not talking everything, witnessing, awareness. All we are practicing every time we meditate and 6-step meditation and all those things, raising your vibration high so that you don't unnecessarily attract things towards you. Even if it has happened, you have a choice not to react. Respond means you frame it properly. Okay. Something said, I have given a story of a Buddha, somebody came and abused and gone. End of it, some people are saying, why you should say at least something. He said, no need. I've not taken anything. Okay, he came here to give something. I didn't take anything. That is a higher level of spiritual power is needed to respond like that. Okay, but at least there is nothing. You just bless that person. God bless you. I have already shared that I treat whoever is misbehaving like I'm visiting an asylum, and that behavior is because of something, some deficiency. So I need not to go and fight with that person. I feel, compassion for that person. He needs treatment. Not everything is well there, up there. Okay, if you change that, then no enmity will develop. Then it will look like you are communicating with the patient. You have a compassion. And as a bonus, you maintain your peace of mind. And peace of mind, and you come to a certain level so much, then living with this sanskar will take you to a level where whatever happening in the outside world will not touch you, no matter what. All the time, you will be in the peace and joy. And this joy will come from your soul consciousness, because you have, by your free will, you have chosen not to drag down into this mess. By free will, you have taken a flight above and become closer to your soul consciousness. Okay. And last, if you lead some spiritual life like that, like whatever the masters do, end of it, there is nothing called mind. There is no ego. Ego is annihilated long back. So they surrender everything, thoughts, words, and actions to the divine, and operate life by moment guidance. Like I surrender every day to Mataji. It is your choice to whom you will surrender. It doesn't matter. You can surrender to your higher self also. It's okay. To whom you believe and follow. So I surrender my life to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Fine, no problem with that. So then all the thoughts, words, and action, whichever is in my free will, it is under the blessings and guidance of the divine. So my life becomes divine. I become a divine agent. Whatever divine wants to do for the humanity, it is happening through me. Because my thoughts, words, and action, whatever free will, is already surrendered. And that ultimate state, living a holistic life, like you are, live a life of becoming a divine agent. That is the ultimate thing is possible in the human body. All right, so that's all for the learning session. So if you have any question on the second part of it, solution part of it, or spiritual part of it, you can ask now. No question? All right. Fine, we'll go to with our Kriya and meditation. Okay.
I have one question, Rajdeep.
Yes, Shupriya.
So, when we raise children, as we raise children, we are often faced with situations where at least we feel that we are authorized to guide them and we have to tell them this is right, this is right. How do we recognize, and what will help us to recognize that this is the same divine consciousness and we don't have to do it? And how to overcome that in this process?
Can you say the first part of the question again? Some echo is coming. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So what I said is, is this better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I said when we are raising children as parents, we are faced with situations where we often react and we don't even realize that we are reacting. We feel we are empowered and we have been given the authority to, do whatever we do with our children. How do we take care of this ego as parents? And how do we...
Yeah, so that is a good question. Parenting is a different subject. I need to discuss it in a detail, but just to give you an answer, first and foremost, treat your children not as your property. First thing you have to learn. Okay. Your parents, like means custodians. Like, say, I have this thing, I'm a custodian of certain, say, one house. It's not my house. It's not a property. And children, first thing, have to cut that idea that children are your property. If you do that, a lot of idea will change. Why I have given the house example? We think we are owner of the house. We are not. Okay. We are not the owner of the house. We are just temporarily staying there. No matter what is written in the legal papers. Somebody else will come and occupy this on some point of time. You cannot do anything about it. Okay. So that's why if we take our life, everything as just a temporary custodian of that instead of the owner, then many things will sort out by itself. Okay, that is, I'm talking about the overall perspective. Now coming to your question, that whatever you need to do as a duty of the parent, sometimes you need to discipline your children, then you do it. It is your duty to discipline. Here the karma doesn't come. Like if I give an example, like a judge, if I give a punishment to some criminal, then judge will not bind the karma because judge is doing his duty here. So you can do the duty, but only thing you have to be careful that you have to, again, if you're in the witness mode, you can see that if you are, whatever you are doing, whatever action you are taking, if it is coming to satisfy your emotion, then don't do it. Because that is a story we know, the experiment of Mahatma Gandhi, no? In the we learn in the, I think some class 7, 8 or some time, that he established that most of the time the punishment given by the teacher or the parents to satisfy their anger, it is nothing to do with actual what is the misdeed the student or the child has done. Okay, if you take care of that part and if you give appropriate disciplinary action and it is to make clear to the child, you will not bind any karma. So only thing you have to take part of the two things. First, you are not taking any ownership right, because parents' ego is huge ego. Particularly a mother's ego is a very, very high level of ego, whether you like it or not. To me, my child, that becomes a high level of ego. You have to disconnect that. You have to treat that I'm a custodian. Divine has given this child to me to take care for certain years. Then it will follow its own soul's path. It is not under my control, and neither I should impose my ideas and my ways or my things onto that child. I'll just help to make sure it has been going to the right, protect from, of course, so that there's no harm happens. Only that much. Okay, let the child decides what he or she likes to do and things like that. And any kind of disciplinary action should be proportionate and explained, and shall strictly no coming from your own emotional outburst. So, because from that Gandhiji's experiment, again, I'm referring to, if you do that, you are perfectly okay. All right, Supriya.
Thank you so much.
Parenting is a big subject. We'll have a separate discussion on that. Okay. First is two things. First is no ownership. You are only a custodian for a few years. That's it. And secondly, your anger or emotion, both ways. Emotional blackmail is also strictly no. Anger, definitely no. No emotion here. Go objectively and explain. This is the thing. Still something has not happened, you would leave it to the divine. That's it. You do only your best. And third part, it is I'm sharing, don't go to the trip that you need to be best mom or dad in the world. There is no such competition. Nobody will give you a Nobel Prize for that. What you need to do, give your best. You should be honest to yourself that I have given the best to the best of my understanding, ability, and knowledge. That's what I have done, and this much I can do. If something is needed more, you just stick to that. You need not to go and do that. And leave it there.
Children are the thing is, if we've already done certain things and then the child is now confused, how come they should have behaving differently now that they behave?
Yeah, no, whatever happened is happened. It's okay. So what I'm saying, if you maintain this approach, then you will be fine. That's absolutely no issues. Because in the physical body and this life, I can do only this much. Don't pretend that I am the best and this. There's nothing so-called the best mom, best dad in the world thing. And it's completely nonsense. It complicates more. It's that I've given this, rest, I leave it to you. You tell that you're free to decide whatever you like to decide. You will get support. If you need help, you have to ask me. Otherwise, I will assume everything is okay. In the name of help, don't give unsolicited advice and unsolicited, interference. It becomes interference into their lives. I was telling other day, even in my young time, when my father used to give me a lecture, I didn't like at all. Okay, so think of that. How we expect our children to, come and sit down like a Hanuman and listen to our lectures. It will never happen. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine.